Hey, what's going on guys, my name is Kvatz and welcome back to another Valorant tips and tricks video. In today's video we're gonna be going over the best Jett spots on Split. If you guys want to see more videos like this, just let me know down in the comments and tell me what map you want to see or what agents, etc. But anyway, let's get on with the video. So we're gonna be starting off at the attacking side near B, and personally I feel like this is where Jett is at her most weak. I think the best thing Jett can do right off the bat on B side is just use her ultimate and look down this long range of sight right here. These two spots right here are really common spots for enemies just to be holding down this long line of sight for Jett, and you know, with her superior ultimate against a lot of weapons, she will just be able to get a lot of easy picks if people are just peeking out. Another thing she can do, but it's not really recommended, is she is able to block off this line of sight from heaven with two of her smokes. As you can see, her smokes aren't really that big, so I would save this spot for a sage wall or an omen smoke or whatever, but this is an option just to keep in mind. And of course you can also smoke off this little area here. Not a lot of enemies come from here, so having like a weaker smoke here might actually be an advantage, just to cover your teammates while they are planting the bomb like here or whatever. Once you got the bomb down, I reckon this position here is probably the best position for Jett. One, because it's just utilizing her long range of sight with her ultimate here. So yeah, I would just stick to, like, you know, sticking at the back of the map, just using a long range of sight just to kill anyone that might be peeking up near heaven or from the spawn. Next, we're going to go on to mid. I feel like Jett truly shines at mid on this map and somewhat more on A side. I'll get into that later. B side for me, I reckon Jett is at her weakest, especially on attacking. But on offense, you can do some massive damage. Like already, you can see little boxes like this, which are just amazing if you want to queue up and get a good line of sight on enemies. This spot is better coming from A side though. If you want to wrap around from spawn A side, come up through the sewers, then you don't have to waste your smokes. You can just quickly peek up here and kill anyone that might be looking down here. Because if you are going to be here on the defending side, not a lot of people look suicide. Most people either just camp here, so they're not really going to be expecting to aim up here, so you'll just have better crosshair placement and you'll probably win that gunfight if somebody's just standing here with a sniper. This also works if you're pushed up all the way here in this box. You don't even have to use your updraft for this. You can just jump and hover, and you can just shoot anyone that might be on the left or right side here. And if you want to push up past these little boxes here, you can do the same thing. You don't even have to use an ability. You can just jump, and yeah, as you can see, you can get free pickings from anyone that might be standing here. Alright, so this is where it gets interesting. For me, Jett plays the best at A site. Wait, hang on. Haha. Jett plays the best at A site because I feel like it's just designed for her utility. These little boxes here, instantly you can get a view of heaven, you can shoot anyone that's peeking there. And again, like I was talking about before, Jett's ultimate is the best when it's at a long range of sight. So immediately already you have this beautiful line of sight just down here. If anyone peeks here, like, you're going to kill them unless they have God aim or an operator. You are most likely going to win this gunfight. Again, as Jett, an important thing to note is that after you dash, if you have an ultimate out, it does recover slightly faster than if you have something like a classic pistol. So what you can do is you can actually use the dash a little bit more aggressively. If you know that there's no one around here and that they're all camping heaven, you can probably get away with dashing through here. They'll hear the dash, come push out, you can just jump up, and you have this really nice line of sight just here over this little box. And again, if you can get Jett up to heaven on the attacking side, it is just beautiful because you can do the old glide down trick. You still have perfect accuracy with your ultimate. There's just no way that the enemies are going to be able to shoot you or have better aim than you're going to have on them. Of course, you also have this little spot here, which I'm sure everybody knows. You can just camp on the edge here, and you can peek anybody that might be pushing down here, pushing through that little, I forget what that's called, and this little line of sight right here, just on the right. And again, I love this spot just because it's such an unexpected weird angle, and you know, if you play Jett, it's all about unexpected weird angles. I still can't get over this guy. Moving on to the defender side, this is probably one of my favorite pushes in all of Valorant to this day, honestly. What you want to do is you want to come up here, starting off at heaven, use your ultimate, then as soon as the round starts, you can just queue up twice, and yeah, look at this, you can just shoot down anyone in this entire area. It is absolutely insane, and I love it so much. You can also play this cautiously as well if you want. You can queue up twice, get a pick on an enemy, and then just dash back to safety, back up at heaven, and then just prepare yourself for people to push down. You can also do this from this side as well, but I wouldn't recommend it as much just because you're leaving yourself more exposed, and it's easier for the enemies to shoot you. Because you have to imagine that if you're pushing here, they're probably going to be looking around this area, like you're still in their crossfire range, they can just flick up. However, if they're pushing here, they're not going to have time to flick all the way upwards to shoot you. So if you are doing the double Q strat right off the bat with Jett's ult, I would definitely recommend doing it from here on heaven. And again, if you don't have an op, you can always just camp here, use Jett's long line of sight, shoot the enemies with your superior abilities and range, and once they know where you are, you can just dash out to safety and reposition. Next up for mid, I feel like Jett plays the best here if she does have an op. What you can do is you can just look down this line of sight here, and if enemies do peek out or she misses her first op shot, she can just dash to safety and regroup at A. Of course, this works well with your ult as well, as you can just get that really nice line of sight here. If you have the ult, I prefer sticking to the right here, just because it is easier to just get your blades down through there. Because if you're aiming on the left side here, you have to move your crosshair slightly left and right, and as you guys know, with Jett's ult you have to be like pixel perfect, but if you come all the way to the right side here, that distance that you have to move your crosshair is like massively shortened. And also gives you a better line of sight for sewers, and you know, this does leave you more open, but again, Jett does have that dash ability, so it's honestly no difference. If nobody's coming mid and you have the option to get behind this little box here, this is pretty cool as well, as you can just jump up and float. Again, defending kind of near B and mid, this is a good spot as well, because if enemies push out and you have all your blades, I would recommend right clicking at this sort of distance. Because you know, if an enemy peeks here with a Vandal or something and you are just crouching here with your ultimate, there's no way that they're gonna outgun you. Unless you get really unlucky and all of your blades miss, then it's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Same goes for the other side as well. You can just crouch here and you can right click or left click anyone that might be coming through here. You guys might be thinking that this isn't the best spot, as you are pretty open from anyone that might be B, but if your teammates have B locked down, the enemy isn't going to expect you to be here just waiting with your ultimate, and honestly, as you guys know, if you're playing Jett, it's all about being unpredictable. I wouldn't recommend to use this one too many times, as people will catch on pretty quickly and you can die fairly easily if your teammates don't have B locked down, but again, unpredictability is what you need to do if you're playing Jett. As you're defending B as Jett, it's honestly the same as like post-plant attacking as Jett. You just want to hang back here, attack anybody that might be coming up through heaven, or attack anybody that might be flanking through spawn. Again, not really a lot of options to actually use Jett's utility like fairly well over here at B side. Even if you dash out the way of one line of sight, you can still be like shot from so many other places. So again, yeah, Jett isn't really that good at B. The only good thing about B is that Jett can hop up onto this little crate here and she can snipe down, but as I've told you guys from previous things, even if you come all the way to the right here, you're still really exposed from this line of sight here, so you would have to shoot an enemy and then just dash back instantly. But already, as you can see, I'm kind of trapped here. I can't really push out here. I'd have to waste another smoke to kind of get past, so yeah, I wouldn't really recommend going up here too much. Like I said earlier, I don't really recommend right clicking as Jett if you like don't have all 5 of your blades, because it is inaccurate as hell sometimes. But if you're pushing up through here towards B, this is a very short range here, so it might be like beneficial just to jump and right click if you know an enemy's here. That's a pretty good way to utilize that. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Things to take away from this is if you're playing A site, which I highly recommend you do, play Jett extremely aggressively. If you guys are playing Jett B, play passively and just use her ult to look down long lines of sight. And if you're in the mid, kind of do both. You want to just kind of peek angles and get really good long lines of sight, but you can also be aggressive and use your utility to just jump up on all of these crates and get another line of sight. Anyway, it's been your boy Kvatz. I hope this helped you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.